Now at 6, a Kansas court sentences a woman for her role in a 2023 murder. Plus, Spire customers could soon pay $15 more on their gas bills. You can voice your opinion before the increase takes effect. And
for the third year in a row, Carterville has to hold a special election for a tied city council race. I'm Samantha Walker, and I'll have that story coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
A court in southeast Kansas sentences a woman for her role in a 2023 murder. This is KOAM News at 6. I'm Dow Quick. Today, a court sentenced Kimberly Thomas Nyberger to 117 months in prison for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. Nyberger took a plea deal for 10 years for conspiracy to commit first-degree murder and obstruction. The court also sentenced her to 8 months for the obstruction. The sentences will run consecutively. Today's sentencing stems from an incident which took place back in 2023. Authorities discovered the abandoned car and body of 23-year-old Dakota Patton in a field in rural Labette County in May of that year. They say Patton died from a gunshot wound. According to court documents, Clint Nyberger was the last known person to see Patton alive, arguing with him at a gas station over a woman. While Patton was missing, Nyberger and Kimberly Thomas got married. They then traveled to Missouri for their honeymoon. Originally, prosecutors had charged Kimberly and husband Clint Nyberger with first-degree murder of Patton and conspiracy to commit murder. In October of 2024, Clint Nyberger pleaded guilty to amended charges of second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit first-degree murder. While the courts have yet to sentence him, a sentence of 24 years has been recommended. Let's check in with Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy for a first look at the weather.
Yeah, and it turned out to be a beautiful Wednesday for us today. Quite a bit warmer than what we saw yesterday. We're still sitting mid-70s right now. Also windy, 74 in Joplin, 76 in Pittsburgh. Most of us mid-70s, slow drop as we go through the evening hours, 70s into the 60s. Now, we do have to watch for a few thunderstorms later on tonight. There's been a couple sprinkles shooting through, but we're going to watch this cluster kind of getting going out just east of Dodge City. That's going to produce 1 or 2 storms that will try to get in here late tonight. So we're looking mainly after midnight, but some of these could pack a little bit of a punch, most likely not severe, but something we'll watch. These will kind of shift through tonight into Thursday morning and then shift out of here as we get into the daytime hours for us tomorrow. But the winds are going to be very strong as well. We're going to look at what else is going to happen here in just a bit.
See you soon. Spire customers might soon see an increase to their gas bills. The utility company plans to ask the Public Service Commission in Missouri to approve a roughly 15% rate increase, which Spire says would equal about $14 per month. The increase would begin in the fall of this year. If approved, the utility company says it will use the funds to pay for an upgrade to its infrastructure.
Serve 1.2 million customers across the state of Missouri. And really these infrastructure upgrades are to ensure that we're able to provide safe and reliable natural gas service to our customers. So we have a lot of pipeline infrastructure in the ground that delivers gas to our customers, and it needs to be upgraded over time. As it gets old, we have to replace it.
Spire also plans to hold a series of public hearings leading up to the proposed rate increase. The city of Joplin plans to hold one of the hearings on June 5th at MSSU's Corley Auditorium. It'll be at 6 p.m. There will also be 2 virtual public hearings scheduled for June 3rd, the first at noon, the second at 6 p.m. For a complete list of all of the public hearing dates, as well as access codes for the virtual meetings, just head over to KOAMnewsnow.com, where we've provided a link. Although Election Day was more than a week ago, Carterville voters are going to be heading back to the polls. That's because there's a tied race for a city council seat, and it's not the first time it's happened to Carterville. KOAM Samantha Walker has more on what voters need to know.
For Carterville residents, this is the third year in a row there's been a tie for a city council race. And now it's the third time in a row they have to hold a special election.
Congratulations to everybody that won, and thank you for wanting to serve.
At their first meeting since the April 8th election, Carterville officials accepted the official election numbers. But for the third year in a row, there's a tie.
For Ward 3, a one-year term. No one filed for that position, so the actual write-ins count.
4 different people were written in as candidates for that Ward 3 seat. But 2 of those people, Cody Franks and Mike Dudley, were already on the ballot for a 2-year term, meaning their write-in votes wouldn't count. Franks and Dudley also tied for that seat, with 10 votes each.
Since there was a tie, Mike just didn't want to incur extra expenses, so he just bowed out. However, the 2 write-ins, they were 1 vote each for Ward 3, 1 year, and that was Larry Wald and Chrissy Buckner.
Wald and Buckner received 1 write-in vote each, and when informed of the tie, the 2 opted for a special election to be held. Carterville and the Jasper County Clerk have tentatively scheduled that election for April 29th.
At the Carterville United Methodist Church, there'll be a special election all day, just like a regular election, so it comes at a cost to the city, but we are incurring it. We've already wrote the check and it's being sent out.
The county clerk says the city is paying $798 to hold that special election. Reporting in Carterville, Samantha Walker, KOAM News.
We're going to have the results of that upcoming special election on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. The City of Joplin wants to hear from you, the residents of Joplin, concerning their recycling experiences. The city staff plan to host a booth in front of City Hall at this week's third Thursday event on Main Street. Residents are invited to drop by the booth, share their experiences, challenges, and ideas about recycling through a brief survey. In addition to this event, the city invites residents to participate in a recycling education and outreach planning open house. That'll be from 4 to 6 p.m. on May 6th at the Joplin Public Library. The city plans to use the information to develop a recycling education and outreach plan to bolster recycling efforts in the area. Spring celebrations kick off across the 4 states. Where to meet the Easter Bunny and some fun family-friendly activities this season. That's coming up. But up first, those dusty corners won't clean themselves. Joplin experts share spring cleaning secrets for a spotless home. Spring is in the air, and for many that means it's time for a bit of spring cleaning. The American Cleaning Institution says 80% of Americans do it every year. KOAM's Lonnie Walton caught up with a Joplin crew to get some advice.
Oh yeah, we're going to spring clean.
Chris Reidenberg is a Baxter Springs resident who's one of the millions planning to do spring cleaning. But he doesn't get around very well, so deep cleaning is a little tricky for him.
Kitchen, bathroom, bedroom.
And he's not the only one having problems with cleaning in some areas. Drew Matthew, owner of Drew's Cleaning Crew in Joplin, says there are a lot of people that miss when they're trying to keep things tidy.
What about the faucet, the handles on that? When you use the restroom, men and women are different. So other things happen and goes other places and they splatter.
Drew says this time of year cleaning particular places is highly needed, especially for people with allergies.
Put an extra time on the counters and are vacuuming your furniture, maybe cleaning your curtains and even your bedding.
Drew says if you don't want to spend all day cleaning, just keep it up.
Keep it a frequent cleaning and you add 1 to 3 things extra per cleaning. If you clean once a week, then you're pretty much going to have a deep clean house at the end of the month.
And for those looking to go a little more natural,
vinegar and a touch of soap, and then put your own essential oils that you prefer, lavender, lemon, peppermint, and it will clean and disinfect as much as a store-bought item.
It says outside of a clean house, he can't wait to see what ends up in those garage sales.
Oh boy, you wouldn't believe the things people will get rid of.
Reporting in Joplin, I'm Lonnie Walton, KOAM News.
For those who suffer allergies, Drew recommends changing your HVAC and air filters on a regular basis. Springtime's also bringing out some fun family activities and some familiar holiday faces. The Easter Bunny is chilling at the North Park Mall in Joplin to greet and take photos with kids of all ages. There have been several Easter events going on. There are several more to come, as you might imagine. Scan this QR code to find some egg hunts and other activities coming up in the 4 states. Of course, you can also venture over to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com, for more things to do. A little bit later, a Northeast Viking will take her game to the next level. John Dales has details on the standout senior coming up in sports.
Plus, our thunderstorm chances starting to increase tonight. Well, of course, it turned out to be a nice Wednesday for us today. Temperatures pretty good, quite a bit warmer, mid-70s during the afternoon, which, hey, we'll take. That's a little bit above our average high. Great shot, Cornell Arts and Entertainment Complex. Looking at downtown, you can see the flags kind of rippling in the wind as the winds have picked up, and those winds will continue to get moving as we go through the next couple days. Temperatures right now, we're sitting still mid-70s. Great evening. If you want to get outside, sit on the porch, whatever, it looks pretty good over the next couple hours. We'll slowly drop 70s, 60s, and eventually only into the upper 50s later on tonight. Look at the wind. South winds sustained 15 to 20. Now, we've had some gusts higher than that, pushing kind of 30 over the past 2 or 3 hours, and these winds will get cranking even more as we go into the daytime hours tomorrow. We're going to have gusts 40, 43, so they're going to be moving. They stay strong tomorrow night. They're strong again on Friday, and then as this front kicks in, then we'll see the winds die down just a little bit. But with that front, we're going to have a severe threat. So this is going to be for Friday evening, Friday night, especially along and south of that I-44 corridor. Not too much going on out there for us right now. We've had a couple little sprinkles, but I want to track these guys. Little thunderstorms trying to pop up later on this evening, south central parts of Kansas. As those spread in, we could get a few thunder boomers later on tonight, then our main storm system building out toward the west. All right, let's start going through time. So by 10, 11 o'clock, we'll have to watch to see if a few thunderstorms can work in. If they can, we do have a threat for some small hail, but not super strong storms, kind of falling apart. Southwestern Missouri exit during the morning hours tomorrow. Warm up, very windy, 83, 84, 85 for a high, so big warm up on your Thursday. Windy, we only drop back upper 60s tomorrow night. Great night, keep the windows open, get that breeze, clear out the house. And then on Friday, a lot of clouds working in. Now Friday evening, remember we had that severe threat. Late afternoon, we'll start to get some thunderstorms popping ahead of the front. Some of those could be strong to severe. This is not screaming a tornado outbreak by any means. This is mainly hail and wind. And then along the front, thunderstorms build Friday night, and then we get into training, meaning storms move over the exact same spot all night long, Friday night, Saturday morning, so very heavy amounts of rain. On your Thursday, 75 by noon, 83 for a high. And then let's go into the weekend. So we got these storms early Saturday morning. I don't see a very high severe threat Saturday. I think it's going to stay just to our south, but we're going to have thunderstorms. Really, especially the morning. May get a little bit of a break late in the day, but watch this Easter morning. Here we go again, another batch, which is going to push through. It's going to get soggy. So if we look at rainfall amounts, the next 4 days, on average, 1 to 3 inches, isolated 4 in spots. Easter Sunday is definitely going to be wet, at least the first half of the day. 83 tomorrow, 79 Friday, 60s over the weekend. More thunderstorms next week. We do get to dry out on Monday, which is good.
That's good because we're going to need it. That is a lot of rain.
It is going to be a lot of rain.
Thanks, Doug. Still ahead, it's a busy signing day across the 4 states. Student athletes at Labette County, Northeast Arma, and Webb City signed letters of intent. We're going to hear from them up next in sports.
It's a big day for several of our local athletes across the 4 states as they sign national letters of intent to play their sport at the next level. We start at Northeast High School in Arma, where Addison Zamora signs with Monmouth College, located in Western Illinois. She's been a standout in the pool for the Vikings. Zamora will join Monmouth's swim team, and she's just the second student athlete in Northeast High School history to swim at the collegiate level.
The first one is actually my older sister, so she started it, and it kind of just feels like I'm carrying on the legacy of swimming. It's always been a part of my life, and it's been the biggest kind of hold me together in the toughest times.
Meanwhile, at Labette County High School, Bethany Barger signs a national letter of intent. She's keeping her talents right here in southeast Kansas and is headed to Neosho County Community College for track.
I'm very excited because my mom works in Chanute and I live in Neosho County, so I'm really excited about my family being able to still come and support me because I don't know what I'd do without them.
Over to Missouri at Webb City High School, a couple of Cardinals seniors signed this afternoon as well. Colton Hood will play soccer at South Dakota School of Mines and Technology. Kira Long signs with North Central Missouri College for basketball.
Coach reached out to me about 2 months ago, and I just looked at the school overall. It's perfect for my degree, and I love the area. I went up there last year for club regionals with Sporting, and just overall just a great fit for me.
Tearing your ACL your senior year is definitely really hard to watch the sport you love and not be able to play it, but I think it's going to make me tougher in the end and make me have a new appreciation that I didn't have before, and I'll be back and ready by college season.
Now to Busch Stadium, where the Cardinals wrap up their series with the Astros. Steven Matz, the starting pitcher for the Redbirds, and here he is in the second inning, getting a pair of strikeouts. Matz would go 5 innings, allowing just 1 run. In the bottom of the 5th, St. Louis trails 1-0 until this swing at the bat from Lars Nootbaar. That one flies 418 feet to dead center for a home run. It puts the Cardinals up 3-1. Next inning, Thomas Saggese continues his hot start to the season. His batting average is just under 450. He pokes one into the corner and right for an RBI double. Cardinals win the game and the series over the Astros. Final score 4-1. Elsewhere, the Royals, they've lost 4 of their last 5. They try to avoid getting swept by the Yankees tonight. This one just got started about 15 minutes ago. Back to those high school signings. Dow, we kind of say it every time, but it's amazing how these high school seniors are so ready for the moment to head up to the next level. Very eloquent in talking.
It's funny because I was thinking the same thing. At that age, I certainly wouldn't have been able to do that.
I would not
put
either.
a TV camera in front of them and boom.
Yeah.
They express themselves very well. Here's a look at what's coming up on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14 tonight. College students in Southwest Missouri speak out after learning some of their classmates' visas were pulled, sending them back home to their home countries. Plus, the U.S. gets a C on its latest infrastructure report card, and the ongoing trade dispute shines a light on how reliant American retailers are on China. Those stories, a lot more, it's coming up tonight. KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. We've enjoyed a stretch of pretty nice weather, and
see you, Doug.
Just like that, the meteorologist takes off.
I had to hit the space bar and it didn't even work. But yes, a pretty good stretch of weather. Temperatures really warm up for us on Thursday. Now, a couple isolated storms tonight, but the bigger dog storms move in Friday evening.
Those bigger dog storms, you got to watch out for those. Final sports notes.
We've got a Kansas High School softball doubleheader going on right now between Galena and Colgan. We'll have those highlights later this evening.
Looking forward to that. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you right back here for KOAM News at 10. Let's make it a great evening.